Hi, I'm Mike Nichols. I'd like to say congratulations to all of you who are here in attendance tonight at the IMCA National Banquet. Your attendance means we all have something in common. We were all successful in our racing endeavors, and now we are to be honored on IMCA's biggest stage. Great job to each and every one of you. I'm proud to consider you all part of my racing family. Speaking of family, a little over a year ago, my brother Steve was diagnosed with ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Like many of you, I had no idea what ALS was, but had previously heard about Lou Gehrig's disease. The disease gradually cuts off the communication between your brain and your muscles. After time, you lose all movement of muscles, including your speech and lungs. There is no cure, and there are very few treatments. I remember thinking that this is the kind of thing that happens to other people, not to us, not to our family. This is a disease that we've known about for nearly 100 years, and we don't know anything about it and don't have any treatments. That is unacceptable to me. My wife and I immediately wanted to challenge ourselves and the racing community to do something to help out. We chose to raise funds for ALS research by selling our racing shirts this season. At first, we sold sponsors to raise enough money to purchase the shirts. Then after purchasing the shirts, we sold them throughout the season. We worked countless hours bagging the shirts and selling the shirts to anyone and everyone that we knew at and away from the racetrack. Tonight was to be the end of our shirt campaign. We planned this night throughout the entire year to be around the racing community who are our friends and our family. You all helped us to get to this point, and we want you to be here to be part of this very special presentation. Now comes the most special part. In our travels and meetings, we had several that wanted to give directly to my brother Steve and his wife Tony to help with expenses as this disease affected him. Steve, please find the check for you in an envelope at our table. It is amazing that we've been able to go the entire year without your knowledge of this. Many of you do not know Steve or his wife Tony. My immediate family had the very distinct honor of attending a banquet a month ago while the Elkhorn, Nebraska School District honored Steve, Tony, and his little girls Josie and Carly as Volunteers of the Year. Steve and Tony make sure that their kids are active with the Salvation Army each and every year, always being aware that there are those that are less fortunate than us. They are always volunteering for church or community activities, which require extra time and effort outside of their family. In this season of thanks, it is very important to remember your values and to always know the feeling of giving something back. This is a lesson I've learned from my brother, and I will never forget it. Because I have learned that lesson from you, and because my wife Anita and I have a competitive nature, along with a never-give-up attitude, we are going to raise money through shirt sales each and every year going forward to be presented to the ALS chapter until either we're not physically able to or a cure is found. Don't stop believing, Steve. You are an inspiration to all of us. Steve, have you opened your envelope yet? If you have, you'll notice that there isn't just one check, there are actually two checks. In this season of thanks, I'd like to surprise you with something that the majority of the racing community and all of the shirt sponsors have known all year. 25% of the funds we raised were raised for Josie and Carly's respective college funds. The other 75% is split evenly amongst the Iowa and Nebraska ALS chapters. My lovely wife Anita and I will now present this check to Jason Lee of the Iowa chapter and Sherry Hanneman of the Nebraska chapter for a total of over $11,000. We learned last week this check makes us the #1 third-party fundraiser in the state of Iowa. Thank you, fellow racers, and thank you to IMCA for making this a very special night. Happy holidays, and God bless.